Welcome back, shop rats. Today here in the shop we are fixing this spot right here in the floor where it butts up against the 4-speed hump. There was a huge hole there at the end of last episode if you remember, and well, you saw it right before this. So stick around, we'll show you how we do this. I'm Mike and this is My Car's Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
So this piece here is the next piece we need to do to fill in between this 4-speed hump and the tunnel of the car. So we're going to get after that here and get it done. We got ourselves a rough little template piece made there now. So we'll make that piece and see what we've got, a piece of either 20 or 18 gauge, just whatever scrap I got laying around. We'll make that piece and start getting it bent and fit and formed. And then of course we'll need to make our little L pieces that go up there as well. Remember that this piece here is part of the floor of the car, not part of the tunnel hump. And we are making this tunnel hump so it's removable. So in case we ever want to access anything in the 4-speed, or quite frankly, if I screwed up in all the fabricating that I did underneath there, we can just pop it back off and fix it without it being a major ordeal. Some of y'all been asking why I've been using the plasma cutter lately. 2 reasons. I don't have to buy any grinding wheels with that. Basically just some tips once in a great while. Second thing is, it's just faster, and I just have such little time right now to be doing this stuff. I like doing the grinding wheel and cutting and so forth, but right now I just need to get it done. So that's why I've been using my plasma cutter more lately. Plus it demonstrates another way of doing things besides just the grinding wheel, which I've been using on the channel for years to cut stuff. We got a piece kind of rough fitted to go in there. Looks good. So now we will begin the process of getting this curvature bent in here. And I may just do it like this. I was going to take it over to the pipe anvil and do it, but quite frankly, I think this may be the way to go. One thing I should have done that I'll do now is go get my cardboard and figure out where this line, where this bend this way is, and bend that 90 on that bottom, because that's kind of important. When you bend it wrong, remeasure, hammer it out, bend it again. Problem with compound angles and curves is no matter what I did, the cardboard wouldn't lay out the way the metal is, so I just snip the bottom off, making a piece this way. We'll make a piece to go down in here on the floor, and then we can make our L joint pieces. I was just making it too complicated. That's the last of my clicos, so I've got to start putting some stuff together here. So but I need to make that piece on the bottom, so I'm going to get that done next. Just this little, really is just this little teeny piece that goes right in there yeah, that there. Okay, so I got a little piece down there cut. You can kind of see it's just a little crude thing. I want to flip the car up and go underneath and trace it out so I can drop it down into that corner there and weld it in place. Okay, so we got our little piece cut to go right there now. That's just a little butt weld. We'll that in place, and then we can start getting this piece fitted on the floor and deciding which way we're going to go. I think what I'm going to do is join this to the floor here, and then we'll join these two together here when we install this piece of floor into the car. Just like that. That piece is tack welded in place. So yeah, I think I want to spin the car up, get this figured out exactly where I'm going to cut this piece here to get it attached to the floor of the car, and then we'll get that attached to the floor of the car next. So I just went ahead and bent myself up a strip that I can start nipping pieces off of to make the pieces that we need to go up, up over that hump. But before I cut this off, to make it easier on myself, I'm going to go ahead and just bend what I need on the end of this piece, and now I'm running it through the stretcher to make that curvature that we need. I've obviously got to make quite a stretch on it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't split a little bit. Oops, my jaws came out. That's the thing I hate about this Eastwood shrinker stretcher. They do like to come out if you're not paying attention. Other than that, it works good, but I get tired of this thing falling apart on me all the time. It's a pain in the butt. We're back together again. It's got to be a 90. It's got to be a pretty sharp one. Oh, there she goes. I knew she'd split. Oh, there she goes. She split. That's okay. I got a nice 90 in there now. So let's go check that against the floor. You can see we kind of got that roughed in pretty good now, so we can trim this off about where it needs to be and start fitting it down there. Now we're fitting in there pretty good. We just got to take a little snoop right there to just get that to butt against that, and then we should be in good shape, and then we can start working on up here. And of course, we'll have some blending to do between that piece and this piece. Well, there's just going to be stuff in there, so we can't attach this to the floor yet, but we're getting close. I'm pretty happy with that. I know I've got kind of a cluster in here that I've got to sort out, but again, I'm just trying to get everything roughed together right now, so I'm not disappointed with that. I've got to obviously get this bent over and that trimmed up, and well, there's just a lot of stuff to sort out in that little corner. It's rather complicated, but we'll get that done real soon here. You can see we've got this bent to match the curvature this way, and of course we've bent it to match the curvature that way, so we're in pretty good shape now. I was going to put that underneath like I did these, but I really think I'm going to go in here and just thin this down a little bit and put it on the top side. And of course I got some trimming and stuff to do up there, and it's got to be cut off this way and other stuff, but I'm pretty pleased with that. So let's trim that down a little bit to where it should be and come back and we'll get that cut off up there so we don't have that big hanging out like that. And yeah, that's looking good. So the greatest challenge right now is to remember what's staying with the hump and what's staying with the floor, because I have to take the floor back out to finish all of this. So I think the next piece to do here is take the hump out, and I need to make a slice right down in there. Let's see, can't you get any closer? I need to make a slice right down in here so that I can join this to the floor when I'm ready. But I'm not quite ready to do that yet. But I want to take the hump out and make that slice so that these two pieces fit together nicely right there. And I got a little trimming to do and stuff like that, but overall pretty pleased with the way this is looking. Created myself a little situation here because it's catching and I can't get the hump out, but the nice thing is all of this has to trim out anyway, so I'm maybe just going to take the plasma cutter right now and just real quickly just go around there. Not perfectly, I'll just come like in here just to give myself room, and then I can trim that up better once it's in the car. Okay, so we just took a snoop off of there and that took care of that. Now I can come in here with my cutoff wheel and make that cut there. so that when we go to put this floor in, I can just weld all of this together solid and it'll work good. I'll probably put a little transition piece in here as well, just for looks. Got to decide if I'm going to do that now. Probably should. I still got to figure this out, because this has got to, you know, somehow, but that'll be easy. I'm not that worried about that. It's time to start getting this floor in decent shape here, but I want to finish up this project that we've got going here with this tunnel. We got a little piece to put in over there, and some work to do up there, which I'm going to hold off on until I figure out what I'm doing with the top of the floor. First, we got a piece of floor pan over here to make yet, but focus, Mike. Focus on this. This is what you're working on right now. Let's get the cutoff wheel and snoop that so that those are not overlapping like that. Couldn't get it cut all the way, but it's close enough. There's a big piece of stuff sticking out underneath there anyway that we will cut off under the car. Okay, the decision is made. I am going to finish weld and grind all of this up and get this painted and get that part of this done. And once that's done, well, yeah, we're going to get that done. So let's get after that. It's a floor pan. I'm not going to waste all kinds of time grinding it down, making it look perfect. By the time you cover it with boom mat and whatever else is going in here, blah, blah, blah. You've heard me say it 1,000 times before. And it's stronger like this. So why take the time to grind that weld down for something you can't see? After all, the car is stitches. People expect to see stitching on a car called stitches. The hump is a little bit low. We've got to raise that up just a little bit. And there's trimming work to do on the other side over there. But we're going to get this shot down there and let that dry. And we will reserve the rest of these pieces for our next session when we are actually finishing this floor pan.
And there we go.
She's in, and it's just drying a little bit more, but I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. So next step is going to be either I'm going to patch this area back in here, which I never finished from putting that piece of floor in, or I'm going to work on this. I am tempted to go ahead and get this done and in the car. So we'll see where we go from there. That's going to do it for this one. Be sure to join us over on that Face Thing. Instant Grandma loves us. She buys us cookies and stuff like that. We're here on the You Thing, of course, so like, subscribe. You know all the stuff you should do. We really appreciate you being here. And one more thing. Don't forget, it's really important.
Rock!